Guys, welcome back to my channel. I am back today with another wrap-up video. So if you guys have never seen these videos from me before, it is basically me showing you all the books that I have read recently and sharing with you my reviews. Now, I always show the book kind of right after I finish it, and so you're going to see me in lots of different outfits as I go through the next couple of books that I read. But look at my shirt. I'm all ready for Halloween. I got this at Target for $10. I thought it was too cute to pass up. And it is only appropriate that the book I'm going to talk about here first, while wearing my Halloween jack-o'-lantern shirt, is a horror thriller novel. So I literally just finished this book like 5 minutes ago, and I had to just come on here and talk about it because this is one of the best books I've read in a really long time. This is Peter Swanson's newest novel called Before She Knew Him. This is what it looks like. I accidentally picked up the large print from the library, so that's why it's so big, but I wasn't hating the larger print. It was actually kind of nice. That is maybe a little tip that I have for you. The larger print versions of the novels are never as wanted as just a regular book. And so if you want to get your hands on a book from the library quickly, I would place a reserve for the large print version rather than the regular version because I think you'll get it faster. But that's just my general thoughts. In any case, I really love Peter Swanson. He wrote The Kind Worth Killing. If you have not read that book and you're into thriller novels, you have to. It is one of the best books I've ever read. Very, very good. I have heard rumors that they are making that into a movie, so I'm very excited for if that is the case. I would love to see that. His other books that I've read, I haven't loved as much as I've loved The Kind Worth Killing, but I've enjoyed nonetheless. There's one book from him, The Girl with a Clock for a Heart, or something like that, that I have not read yet. So that is on my reading list. But I have enjoyed most of his books. The Kind Worth Killing, definitely the best. I really also liked Her Every Fear. That was really good. And then this one might be on the Kind Worth Killing level. I can't quite decide. I think it would be if I hadn't already read The Kind Worth Killing, since that was the first book I had read from this author and kind of introduced me to him. It just kind of has that place in my heart where I feel like that's my favorite, but this is a really close second. So Before She Knew Him is about a woman named Hen and her husband Lloyd. They move into a new neighborhood, a new house, and then they start having dinner and just kind of building a relationship with the couple next door. Come to realize, the woman Hen in this novel realizes that the man next door, Matthew, is a murderer. He is a serial killer, and she figures it out, and it's just about their interaction and going to the police and nobody believing her and how that kind of plays out. There's a twist, two big twists at the end though, that I never saw coming, were not what I was expecting. So the last 50 pages, 75 pages or so of this book, you're like, oh my God, can't put this down. But I think overall, this really keeps your attention. It's fast paced. It's, it doesn't just sit on things very long. It's constantly moving. And then it has these twists at the end where I am like, whoa, what just happened? I was not expecting it. So I would highly recommend this. I haven't marked my Goodreads yet, but I would probably mark this a 4 or a 5 for my my rating. If you like thriller novels, I would highly recommend this. Book I finished was Murder on Cape Cod by Maddie Day. So Maddie Day has written a lot of little shorter kind of mysteries like this that are in series. I don't know, there has to be some sort of name for them, like cozy mysteries or something like that. So this was her first in this new kind of like Cape Cod series, and so what could be better? My love of the ocean and my love of thriller, true crime novels type stuff, and so I was really excited to read this. So this is about a woman named Mac who owns a bicycle rental shop in the Cape Cod area, and she discovers on her way home one day a body. And basically the whole premise of the story is her and her other friends from a book club that she is in. They do some amateur sleuthing and try to figure out who killed the person that she found dead on the way to her house one day. And so I was really excited to read this because I thought that this would totally be up my alley, but this was very poorly written. I really didn't enjoy the writing. I didn't think it was a well-crafted novel. I thought it was, I guess, I don't even know how to explain what I thought about it. It wasn't very well written. And so there were a lot of parts that I kind of struggled to get through it. There was a lot of jumping around, a lot of one-off phrases that didn't really make that much sense, a ton of characters. Just was too much for me. I gave this a 2 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. It was an okay mystery. I didn't really think the ending was that good once you figure out who it was. I wasn't that overly excited or felt like it really kind of even gave the novel to a close. It kind of was just okay, that's who killed him. It just was kind of random, and I don't know. I don't know how to explain all the thoughts I have. It just wasn't, I felt super well written and thought through, as a whole. Now, I do have on my Goodreads other books from hers that I wanted to try to read, and so I'm going to really think twice about that. I might read one more of her books just in case this was a one-off thing, but this also is her newest book, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it came out this year, 2019, and I feel like if this was her newest novel, you would think it would be her best writing or, getting better. And so I'm concerned about reading some of her older stuff. But I might give one more of her books a try just to see if I like them. And then this kind of cozy mystery idea. And then if not, I won't read any more of hers. But yeah, I gave this a 2 out of 5 stars on my Goodreads. So I will end this video with the last 2 books that I have read as of recent. I've really been on quite a reading kick during vacation and when I came back from vacation. So the next book I read is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So I've actually been listening to these on audiobook. I really love the Harry Potter audiobooks if you've never listened to them. They're done really brilliantly, and the narrator has different voices for different characters, and so you know who's talking before he even says who said the line, and it's just quite an experience versus, reading the books. But every couple of years I like to reread the Harry Potter series, so I just finished the 3rd one, and I will be moving on to the 4th. I don't need to talk about this too much. I love Harry Potter. It's definitely my favorite book series of all time. This is the book series that got me into reading. I adore it. I love Harry Potter. This book is probably one of my favorites just because I really loved how it wasn't Voldemort based. It was a different kind of concept, and I always felt like that was really interesting. I also feel like this book is the first one that kind of really starts to get a little bit more complex. One thing you'll notice as you read, the Harry Potter books is the kind of increase in complexity and material and kind of darkness a little bit more. And so I enjoyed this one for that purpose. I feel like it's more, it's definitely the transition book between the younger Harry to this older, teenaged, moody type of Harry where real stuff's really happening. So like I said, I love Harry Potter, so I always give that 5 stars. And then I was reading this book while listening to Harry Potter. I finished this morning Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. So this had been on my to read list on Goodreads for quite a while. I finished this in record time. It's not a small book, and the words are, relatively tiny, but it's just a really fast read. I really enjoyed this book. I ranked it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. So this is about a girl who went missing when she was in high school, and basically you're trying to figure out what happened to her and kind of the aftermath of years after she disappeared. You're following her mom. Her mom's trying to figure out what happened to her. And it's just a really fast-paced, intriguing read. It's one of those books that it's hard to put down. I will say, however, this is a 350-ish page book. About page 100, I knew exactly what happened to the girl that went missing, Ellie. It was very predictable. You know pretty quickly what happened to her, and I was correct. But even though I definitely pretty much knew what happened to her and kind of how the story was going to go, I still enjoyed it. I thought it was well written, and it definitely kept my attention the whole time as I was, going through it. So I definitely would recommend this if you're into thriller or mystery, and maybe you guys won't pick up what the kind of twist is right away, but I definitely did. But like I said, I would highly recommend that one. And I think I'm pretty close to having read 50 books this year, so I feel really good about that. I've definitely made a lot of progress and kind of strides in my reading this year, so I hope to just continue keeping it up and, making reading a priority again in my life. But that is everything for this video. Did you read any of the books that I mentioned in this video? What is the best book that you have read in the last couple of weeks? I would love to know. I'm always looking for more recommendations. I have more books on my to-read list than I probably ever could finish, but I'm always looking for new things. But yeah, that is all I have to share with you guys today. I really hope that you enjoyed, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye.